Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good week, and I hope you'll have a wonderful Shabbos. This week's Erev Shabbos video Dvar Torah is sponsored by Sharon Kramer in memory of her brother, David Hecht, Zichrona Livracha, whose yortzeit was observed on the 2nd of Cheshvan, and also in memory of her father, Rabbi Dr. Neil Hecht, Zichrona Livracha, whose first yortzeit will be observed on the 10th of Cheshvan, that is this Shabbos. And thank you to Sharon. And may both of their neshamas have an aliyah, and in particular, Professor Hecht, who was a leader in our community. This being the first yortzeit since his passing, he has certainly continued to be remembered with respect and with love, and may his merits only continue to accrue in Shemayim. Additionally, before we begin the actual Dvar Torah, as always, we take a moment to think about Israel, to daven for everyone in Israel, for soldiers who are continuing to fight and their families, and davening for the return of every last murdered hostage for proper burial in the land of Israel. In this week's Parsha, Hashem appears to Avraham. This is after the war of the 4 and 5 kings, in which Avraham seems to have been victorious. He rescues his nephew Lot, and he is the victor in the war. And yet, after the war, he seems to be bothered and anxious and afraid. And Hashem appears to him and he tells him, Al tira Avraham, Anochi magen lach, do not be afraid, I will protect you. Scharcha harbe ma'od, you have great reward in store from you. But Avraham responds and he says, but what can you give me, Hashem? Uven mesek beisi hu mesek Eliezer, I have no children, and the one who will inherit me is no more than my servant, Eliezer. To which Hashem takes Abraham, vayotse oso hachutza, he takes him out, literally out of the tent, and he tells him, look up, habet na shemaimo, look at the sky, usvora kochavim, try to count the stars, so too will your children be as great, as numerous as the stars in the sky. The Medrash comments that this phrase, hotzio oso hachutza, he took him out. Rashi quotes it, that in that moment, Hashem was teaching Abraham a fundamental lesson regarding the future and the destiny of the Jewish people. Say, me'itztan ginos shelcha, go out, emerge, break free from your astrological fortunes. Avram had looked up in the sky and looked up at the stars, and he saw that by the stars he was not destined to have a child. And Hashem said, go out. One Medrash, he took Avram out above the stars to look down upon the stars. He says, you are not governed by the stars. The future of the Jewish people, the destiny of the Jewish people, a fundamental belief is not limited, is not defined, is not controlled by the stars in the sky or the laws of nature. The destiny of the Jewish people is not controlled by the general principles of sociology and economics and politics and history like other nations. The future of the Jewish history, the destiny of the Jewish history is governed not by the patterns that govern the other nations, but rather it is overseen directly by the hand of Hashem, and this was a lesson that Avraham had to learn. But there's another way to understand this medrash, in which it was a lesson specifically to Avraham and to every individual, including us, not just about the fate of the Jewish people. At this moment, as the Torah implies, Avraham was worried. According to one medrash, Avraham said, Kfar kibalti schari ba'ol mazeh. After the victory of the war in 4 or 5 kings, Avram had felt, that is it, I've accomplished everything I'm going to accomplish. He had this sense that he had already received all of the reward that he would in this world. Because the truth is, so far, Avram's mission had not been so successful. He came to the land of Israel, but he has not gained a great following yet. He has not taught so many people about the belief in ethical monotheism. And most importantly, Lot, his nephew who came with him, abandoned him for Sodom, for the evil city. And even after the war of the 4 and 5 kings, and even after Abraham saved Lot's life personally, Lot still went back to Sodom and did not stay with Abraham. Abraham felt, it seems that I've done everything I can do. It doesn't seem like I'm going to accomplish more. It doesn't seem like I'm going to be more successful in spreading my belief in Hashem and the principles of life that he wants us to live by. And so that's when Hashem came to Avram. And he said, Avram, do not feel like you're stuck. Do not feel like you're limited. Do not feel like you've reached your maximum potential, like you've reached the ceiling. He took him out beyond the stars and he says, Avram, as long as you are my partner, There will always be more to do in the future. There will always be more potential. You are never limited by anything, even the very laws of nature, neither the Jewish people nor you personally. And that gave Avram the strength and the courage to go on, to continue to build, to continue to grow, to know that he could do more, he could accomplish more. There would never be a wall in front of him that he could not go around or through or under. He would always have Hashem's help. And so too, the lesson for us is that we should never feel like we are stuck where we are. We should never feel that we've reached the limit or reached the ceiling. We should never feel that we've accomplished all that we can accomplish, that we cannot do more, that we cannot grow more, that we cannot change, that we cannot become better people. It is never true to say, this is who I am, and that's it. Avram thought he had reached that point, but Hashem said, no, there's more to do. You can go higher than the stars. And so we should know that with Hashem's help, if we ever feel stuck, if we ever feel like there's something that we just can't, a hump we can't get over, or if we just feel uninspired, like I'm not sure if I can do more, we should always know that with Hashem's help, Avraham davened for Hashem's help. He felt he couldn't do it alone, but with Hashem's help and with the determination, with inspiration, we are always meant to be striving, to reaching higher, to growing, to learning more, to become better people. The journey is never done. It was not done for Avram. It's not done for any of us. We should always feel that we can strive higher, not just shoot for the stars, but shoot for higher than the stars. We always have more inside of us. We all have always can find more wisdom or inspiration in the Torah. There is always more to do. We can always become better. We should never feel like we have reached our end. Hashem always wants us to go a little bit further, a little bit higher, and we can. That's what Hashem is saying. The power of the Jewish people, the destiny of the entire Jewish people and every Jewish person is that we are never limited. There is never a ceiling that holds us back, that holds us down. We always have unlimited potential to continue to grow, to continue to learn, to continue to become closer to Hashem. May we all find that inspiration. And as Hashem blessed Abraham, may he similarly bless all of our efforts. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.